Coming at you from the OLR podcast studio.
It's really more of a basement.
Coming to you from the OLR basement studio.
But it's still a podcast.
Coming to you from the podcast basement studio.
Yeah, but you still need to say OLR.
Coming to you from the OLR podcast basement studio.
Oh, that's way too many words.
Coming at you.
That's not enough. You still need to say OLR.
Let's just start. It's OLR. Hey, dude. What's going on?
Hey, dude, that's a Nickelodeon show from 1990.
Did you watch it?
You remember? Yeah, absolutely. I watched
That and
it.
Salute Your Shorts.
Salute Your Shorts. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Man, that was a good show, too.
I don't remember anything about Hey Dude, but you said Hey Dude. Now there's a shoe
Was
called
it
Hey Dude.
Hey Dude or Salute Your Shorts about camp? Or was both of them about camp?
No. Hey Dude was like a ranch.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
Anyway, what was you
Shorts
gonna
was
say?
Camp. I don't know. I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah.
Took a week off, refreshed our.
Yeah. We went out into the world and done all kinds of things.
Did you?
No.
So
No,
you
nobody did.
So you've
Nobody.
had
I've had.
you had a COVID. You've been dealing with COVID.
Yeah, I
from what
had.
understand.
I had. No. Nope. Nope. We didn't. There was a scare. We thought the family may have been exposed to COVID. Turns out they were not. So we quarantined for a little bit until the blood tests came back. Not mine. Not mine. The people that were thought they had been exposed.
Did they have a
No, it's not.
they have a Q-tip stuck in their
In their nostrils.
nostril?
Nostril.
I wonder if
Nostrils.
I've heard of people talking about getting their other stuff checked.
Yeah, see, that's for some. That's not COVID. That's not COVID that they're getting checked for.
Oh,
Yeah, those are VDs,
what's that?
venereal disease,
What's that?
STDs.
Sexually
Mm-hmm.
transmitted?
Yeah.
Diseases.
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know.
Here, let's play that game. Let's play that game. You remember how you play that game?
Genre.
Remember how save it because remember how you play that category game, that drinking game with the card game. When you say category, you say brands of tennis shoes: Nike, Reebok, Adidas,
Oh, I've never played that,
Fila,
but
Puma,
I do like that.
and one.
Uh
Do it on STDs right now.
huh. I don't know how to play it.
Just say one. Say one till you can't say it again.
Herpes,
Syphilis,
gonorrhea,
chlamydia,
HIV,
HPV,
warts.
genital warts.
I just said that.
Nah, two different things.
No, it's not.
Could be anal warts.
No, you don't get that one. Keep going. You got to pick a different
I
one.
lost then.
Okay.
All right. And on that note, welcome to this week's edition of the One Lane Road Podcast.
That was an interesting game. I liked it.
It's a fun game. You want
Was it
to
fun?
do with anything else?
I don't know what I could go any further than that.
Cigarettes,
Marlboro.
Camel, Winston USA Gold.
Cool.
Oof. Cool. USA Gold. You got there's one guy.
Speaking of, you think there'll be like brands of marijuana like that too at some point in time, or CBD cigarettes? The only reason I bring that up is because I seen a sign on a door this week that had CBD cigarettes available here. No THC.
Well, you always hear pot. I mean, we all got friends that are pot lovers, and they all
Uh-huh.
call it different.
Right.
You know, they
Oh, yeah,
they got
right.
their categories of pot.
Yeah.
You know, I can't think of anything right off the hand.
Right.
But they call it different things.
Right.
Didn't the movie Half Baked? They all had their different categories for their pot or
Yeah. Right.
something. You know.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sure they could come up with
Different names.
15 or 20 names
Oh yeah.
right off the bat.
I don't think that CBD is going to take off quite as much as what they thought it did. I don't think you'll look around and see as many people growing hemp this year as what you did last year. They kind of screwed the pooch last year. The people that were buying it from everybody kind of screwed everybody on it.
When they made it legal.
No, it was legal last year, but the people that were buying it like contracted out twice as much as they could sell. So a lot of people didn't get to sell what all they'd grown. I don't know. It's a bit of a disaster.
I don't know anything about that business.
Yeah, I don't know as much about it.
You read on it.
No,
Read on it some.
just read on it.
MSN headline maybe.
No, a little bit more than that.
Harmony Springs Digest.
No, a little bit more than that. Like UT puts out, papers on it and research on it.
University of Texas.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
University of Tennessee.
Gotcha.
See, really, Texas doesn't matter because this is Tennessee.
All right. Should have known you'd mean in UT, huh?
Really? I mean,
Tennessee. Why did I think of Texas?
I don't know.
Hook 'em horns.
Yeah. Go Texas. Go Texas.
Go Vols! That's what Thad Johnson would say. Go Vols!
Yeah. What have you been doing recently that has nothing to do with coronavirus?
I hadn't got a haircut. Look at this hair. Look at this. This is a lot for me. And I see you.
That's a lot.
Who got you cut your hair?
I went and got my hair cut at a.
Yeah, I ask you where.
I'm not going to tell you where because I don't want anybody else going down there and ruining my
It's down
ability to get a
here.
haircut. No, it's not. It's not even in this county.
Oh, it's in this county, isn't it?
No, it's not even in Macon County.
I didn't say. Well, past Macon County.
Yeah, it's past Macon County. I had to wear a mask to get my haircut.
Yeah, most people are. I think.
Is that what's going on everywhere?
Is it where you always get your hair cut at?
That's where I've always got to get cut out.
Okay. Well, you could have just been been so vague about it.
Yeah.
It's been like, where I always get my hair cut, dick.
Anyway,
I won't tell anybody it's in.
Don't. I've got control.
Why?
You can say it, whatever.
Why is she?
You can say it if you want to.
If you're wearing a mask, there's nothing wrong with it. You don't have to.
You
be,
can
you don't have to be so vague.
listen. You can say it if you want to. I'll just cut it out.
Well, there's no sense in me saying it then.
Exactly.
Why is she? Was she doing? Is she not doing it illegally?
No,
they're open
no.
back up.
Yeah.
There ain't no secret then.
I just don't want people to know where I get my hair cut.
So weird.
I don't want people ruining it. I don't want a bunch of people
I
going
just
down there
wished
and
I
ruining it.
could. Look at this. Little feathers come over my ear.
Yeah, it looks bad.
It does.
Mine was like that. Mine looked like that.
You look good today, though.
Yeah.
You look good.
She trimmed me up last Saturday.
You look good. I hadn't had my hair this long since I was wearing two-tone silk shirts in
And
fifth
braids.
grade.
Mm-hmm. Remember that time you had braids?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know either.
Cornrows.
Cornrows. That's what I was
Different. It's
meaning.
different.
Yeah.
I wore it with my sleeve. I posted it. I found some more basketball photos.
Did you post them?
From our senior, when I found them when we were looking for the senior year pictures, and there was a couple group pictures. And Adam Sims said, "Well, that left wrist was getting pretty sweaty, huh? You had to throw that wristband on."
Hey, what were the point of wristbands and stuff like that?
I told
were
you.
they to wipe sweat later or to keep sweat from running down in your hands?
It was the Allen Iverson accessory era.
Oh, okay.
What was the sleeve good for? The Allen Iverson wore to keep their arms warm. It said,
Uh-huh.
But really, when you shot as many times as Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson, did you really need a sleeve to keep your arm warm?
Right. It was just warm.
So no, it was just an accessory. I didn't ever wipe sweat on it one time during a game ever.
I had a set of the little ones that were from UT basketball camp. We went to UT basketball camp, and the coach that was coaching us said, "Here, you've been working really hard. You can have these." And I wore them religiously because that coach from UT gave them to me. That's the only.
Did you ever take them off?
I never did. I still
Funerals?
wear them. I still wear them if I.
If you're mowing the yard, maybe. If
I
you're
put
out
'em
weed
on.
eating, put some wristbands
If
on.
I
wipe
get
your-
if I get a basketball in my hand, I go, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me go get my wristband.
That's a. Better than the headbands.
Yeah.
James and Darren had headbands they wore.
You know who's never been able to wear a headband?
Well, I can guess.
Yeah.
I can guess. Those are like the stretchiest things ever. Too.
One size fits all? No, it
Not
don't.
happening.
No, it
Is
don't. That's a
I
lie.
never will for. I think it was our senior night. Everybody said we would wear them. The seniors, well, yeah, me and Elliot even we're going to wear them just for and Van Eric.
Mhm.
We'll wear them for you, James and Darren.
Uh-huh.
And I think Cliff was wearing one. There's a few people underclassmen was wearing them.
Uh-huh.
And I just remember having a black one somebody give me. And Mr. John come up to me and said, "Hey, you can't wear that. You can't wear that headband. It's got to match your jersey." And I never been so relieved in my life because I was only doing it
For them.
for it to be a good teammate. And thank God. Because, I mean,
He said you can't wear it because it had to match your jersey.
next we were home
Mm.
that night.
Right.
So thank God John didn't save the day on that one.
Yeah.
Or the
Did
officials.
Elliot wear one?
I think so.
Did he?
I feel like there was one game.
He's the only person that interested me as to whether or not he wore one. Right?
Yeah. Huh. Elliot. Oh, that takes me back to the time we told this story on the 100th episode, but just our freshman initiation, seeing how everybody differed on getting naked on a school bus.
All right.
It was funny to me.
Yeah.
Five of us, five freshmen, And I'd been told by the older kids, by Jeremy and AJ and Brad, I didn't have to get naked. And they didn't tell us naked, first off,
Right.
because they were very, very vague in their description of what we're going to have to do. First off, it was just get off the bus.
Uh-huh.
They're like, "Nah, you're with us. You ain't got to get off."
Uh-huh.
But I wasn't with Jonathan Odell, and Jonathan was always cool to me because of Nathan, but like Brandon Cross, Chris Emmer, I wasn't friends with them as much. And they were like, "Nah, get off the bus." I'm like, "But Brad and AJ said I didn't have to."
Uh-huh.
But I did just be with my classmates, and then get off the bus, and they're like, "All right, so throw your."
Underwear back in.
They said throw your jersey and your shorts, so you can get down to your underwear and your shoes.
Uh-huh.
So they said, run to that light pole over there in your underwear.
Uh-huh.
Well, 4 of us did.
Uh-huh.
I don't think Darren ever cooperated with anything.
I don't think so.
He was the one. I know he didn't later. I don't think he even got down to. He sat there in the back of outside the back of the bus, and they were giving him shit. So me, James, Van Erich, and Elliot all run in our underwear to this light pole and back.
Uh-huh.
Then they get back and they said, "All right, here's the kicker. Now take your underwear off,
Throw them in.
throw them in. We promise we'll let you back on the bus."
Uh-huh.
You know, statute of limitations is long gone on this.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Donnie Jerry can't make them run laps at this point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so we're out there, and
He might kill some of these people if he made them run laps right now. It might just kill them.
Me being one,
Oh, yeah.
for sure. But I won't speak on anybody else's fatness when I'm pretty fat myself. So Van Erich was the first.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, "You want this too?" And he throws it up on the window.
Yeah, lays it inside the window for him. Is this what you're wanting to see?
And he got Van Erich a girlfriend once because of that. Talked him up. So you're welcome out there. And I'm the second.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, "Well, I didn't have to do this, but this is going to give you
Whatever thrill it is that you're trying to get.
whatever is it keeps you off the shit list from the seniors and juniors." Even though I knew I was going to be all right, but I thought, well, at least my freshman buddies I've grew up with my entire life
Mm-hmm.
can't be mad at me either for not doing it.
Right.
Elliot's the third. Elliot gets on with nothing. He takes his size 12 Nikes,
And covers.
walks on the bus with himself covered with his Nikes. And I don't even think I just don't think James, he was a late. I think puberty hit late
Uh-huh.
or something. You know, he was still real short and stuff, and he just didn't want to do it. But he got on. James made the trip. He was the fourth, and Darren didn't. And boy, didn't turn out well for him that year.
That's rough. That's a rough time. That's a real rough time. And they don't even do that stuff anymore, I don't think.
Well, no, I'd imagine not.
But that's just an awkward time of being a kid. Having
Yeah.
to do shit like that.
No, you don't.
But it's part of team building. Now you can look back at it. It's part of becoming the team.
Yeah, right. And poor Darren, love him to death. Love seeing him now, catching up with him. But boy, he caught some crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
He caught a lot that year.
Mhm.
Hindsight, probably should just
Drop
done
trial and done it. Yeah.
probably should just done it. But I'd be remiss. I'd say he.
You know, the thing now is that, well, we'd get arrested for it now, but as a kid, the cops probably just laugh at it and go on. But you do it now and the cops arrest you. But anyway, now, as a child, that's the worst thing that can happen. It's like, oh my God. Like as an adult, I'd just, if you were doing the team thing, you just take off your clothes and walk in. Who gives a shit?
No.
Nobody.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. Also, as an adult, I don't think the giggling and it wouldn't be as cool either.
Be kind of weird.
Yeah, it'd be weird. It's weird. Now that nobody cares, it's weird. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I remember.
But also, I would just turn around when they say, like, listen, get in your underwear and run away. Go, hey, that's weird, right? That's weird. You get it, right?
Maybe if what we would have done if we did all 5 stood there and be like, what? Really? Is that what you really? Is that what we're doing here?
Is that what you guys are into though? Is that what
Is that what we're doing?
Just turn it around. Just turn it around. So, you want us 5 guys to get in our underwear? Is that what you want? Is that That's weird, right?
What in the name of Penn State are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not holding anything for you guys after a while. I'm not this this weird. It's weird.
All you guys with hot girlfriends, you want to see 5 penises.
What is that about, guys?
You
But
you fighting some inner demons.
But
here?
hey, if that's what you're into, I mean,
just foreshadowing, it's the hip thing now.
yeah.
It's the hip thing. I got called out actually this week for being just some stuff that I say on here. Not really, just like I don't know. I really don't want to address it, but it was pretty funny.
Uh-huh.
I said sometimes you say stuff. I said some things need to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it comes off like I'm against, not gay, it's just certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I need to tell you the story. I don't want to address it on the podcast, but it's just funny because I said something else that took it to the next level too.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, I should have expected that out of you.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I look at it no matter what you are, white, black, straight, gay,
Mm-hmm.
fat, skinny, should be able to all make fun of ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what. And it's just, we know the world we're living in is so super sensitive. And
I think it's changing though. Finally, I think all that oversensitivity, everybody's finally just telling it to stop.
No, I don't know.
Maybe not.
I seen something the other day. God, I wished I could remember what it was. But it was somebody, they were calling somebody out for, oh my God, I'll think of it later. But it was something I'm like, are we really that sensitive over this? And
Over some silly shit.
yeah, I forget what it was. But I don't know. It's just, I like to be halfway humorous on this.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes people walk away going, man, is it really how he is? Yes.
Well, also sometimes if you're trying to make stuff funny, you swing and you miss. Sometimes, sometimes you're trying real hard, and sometimes it just falls flat.
Sometimes
you get into the Baseball Hall of Fame for batting like 300. Hitting 3 out of 10. That's pretty good for here.
Good.
That's pretty good for here.
Yeah, we hit more than 3 out of 10 here.
Oh, I don't, but you might.
Being offensive, we're hitting pretty well though.
We might bat 700 on that.
We're best ever.
Yeah. Has there been anything going on? Do you miss?
I hung out with some friends yesterday, and I didn't socially distance. I don't care if I live to be 100 and never hear the term social distance again.
I don't care about social distancing. I think we're all going to wind up with this stuff. So, if it's going to get me, let's get it over with.
I hung out at 2 cookouts yesterday. My friend Jerry had his daughter's high school graduation cookout.
Uh-huh.
I went over there and hung out, played some adult.
I'm going to shake hands too.
I
don't give a damn.
I shook my first hand.
You try to elbow bump me, I'm going to punch you in the dick.
Yep. Well, if they elbow
you in particular,
I don't elbow bump. I don't fist bump.
I don't care anybody else. If you elbow bump me,
I'm not going to wear my dick safe then because I'm not elbowed. I don't elbow bump. I don't know. I don't fist bump.
Yeah.
I never have liked the fist bump.
Yeah.
I'm sick of people fist bumping me in this thing. I've had people giving me air high fives.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that. I shook my first hand Thursday night
mm-hmm.
that I've shook in months. A friend of mine, someone passed away that I've been close to the family for several years, and shook the son's hand.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, you don't think about shaking hands, but I knew right on the spot. That's the first hand I've shook.
Right.
In
as
a
soon
long
as you done it,
time.
like, well, that's been a while.
Yeah, and I shook hands all day yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't do? I didn't run and put
Peroxide on it, or
I sure didn't put peroxide on it.
hand sanitizer on it.
No, I didn't put
Purell was what I was trying to say.
Talking about swinging a miss. That was the first one.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I mean, I washed my hands when I went and pissed. Yeah, but I mean,
Are you a before or after guy?
Well, sometimes if I'm working, you gotta wash your hands because you can't let. Never mind. That's one time I'm gonna stop myself.
Okay.
But yes, if your hands are dirty, then you wash them. You pee, then you wash them again.
Yeah. I'm at least an after guy. Sometimes before and after guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever see those guys that are only before? And you think,
no,
I'm not going to shake that guy's hand after a while.
Working in a public place, I mean, you see a lot of bad habits and tendencies. And there was one guy, and I love him to death, but say he was the cleanest guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he didn't bathe.
Oof.
So, well, I mean, just different circumstances. An older guy, but had a rough kind of upbringing, and just just wasn't all.
Yeah.
So, but I got close with him, and I felt like I could call him out.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Get over here and wash your hands. You just pissed. Get over and wash your hands. As you're out there handling boxes and stuff that's going to come out, everybody else is touching." And I said, "Get over here and wash your hands."
Mm-hmm.
Don't you worry about what I said. Get over and wash your damn hands. Now. And then
did he come do it?
Yeah, he did. But I love him to death. But then he's retired now. But then he come back a few weeks later, and he had his work gloves on.
Uh-huh.
And he walks in with the work gloves, and I'm like, no, he ain't. He walks right over to the urinal, pisses with his gloves on, walks directly out. I said, do you think that's any better? I said, that is actually worse.
Yeah, that's not good.
He said, I ain't going to wash my hands if I'm pissing with my gloves on. I said, man, there's something wrong with you.
Uh-huh.
Come on now.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, that's not good.
I said, you're touching that much more outside with those gloves on.
Oh, yeah. Now it's soaked into those gloves, too.
Yeah.
You're nasty.
People are disgusting.
People are nasty. You ever seen somebody, you ever been in a public bathroom, seen somebody drop a deuce and then
walk right out? That is disgusting.
That's the nastiest thing. That's the nastiest thing ever. And when you're in a business and you note people like that, you never forget it. You never ever forget it. You go, oh, that guy.
That should almost be a fireable offense.
That guy deuces and walks out. He didn't wash his hands.
I talked to the janitor at work, and it amazes me how disgusting people can be.
Yeah.
When he talks about what he picks up and what he cleans up, I'm like, how do grown people, unless they're just being degenerates, like wiping crap on the wall?
Oh yeah.
Who does that?
People at businesses that don't want to be at those businesses.
God.
Oh, I used to see that shit all the time. Literally.
Yeah. Jeez, man, come on. People just quit being so gross. You people that
writing messages on the wall and feces.
You people are why.
That's nasty.
You're this type of bottom of the barrel trash bag degenerate skanks. You're the problem of the world. You're the reason I'm not going to see Tyler Childers and Sturgill Simpson this Friday.
Hey, speaking of that, hey, one of these days we're going to be at somebody's house that we know well. I don't know who this person is yet. This is a hypothetical person at this point, but we're going to be at somebody's house. We're going to walk in. We're going to go to the bathroom. We're going to open the closet door, and there's going to be a hoard of toilet paper in there, where somebody has put a lot of toilet paper from this in their closet, because there's somebody out there that done it because there was a toilet paper shortage. What are you going to do when you find that person? You going to call them out on it?
I'm gonna throw it out their bathroom window.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go around before I leave their house, and I'm gonna take it all.
Toilet paper their yard.
I'm gonna toilet paper their yard that night.
That's the only thing that they deserve for anybody that hoarded toilet paper. You only deserve to get your house toilet papered with it.
And I may pick up some of that remaining crap off the floor at my work and put it in a paper bag
and light it.
Yeah. I hate I never done that as a kid. I thought that'd be really fun.
But
you got to handle the crap.
You got to pick it up somehow. Not only that.
Or gloves.
Not only that. Everybody knows the trick. You go out and find a lit paper bag on your porch, you ain't going to stomp it. Nobody's really going to stomp it anymore.
It's not a movie.
Yeah. It's not a movie. You don't start stomping a lit bag paper bag on your porch.
There's still people that give out their credit card information to people saying they can help them from the IRS that calls them. There's somebody that's going to step on that bag of shit. Yeah. You haven't paid your taxes in 10 years, Miss Johnson. Oh, I thought I had, but
let me give you my credit card.
Here's my
here's
my Social Security number.
Like a guy called me the other day. He goes, in an accent that I'm not even going to try to do. He said, "Hey, this is Dish Network. Wanted to call and tell you that your box is out. There's something about your box is out. And if you're in front of it, just go ahead and grab your remote and let's just make sure that you've got a few things right." I said, "Okay, all right. Hey, I don't even have television. I don't even have regular television." He goes, "Excuse me? Go ahead and grab that remote and let's just start." I said, "Man, you're just aiming at the wrong guy right now." I said, "I don't know. You took a swing and you missed. I don't have a television." He goes, "Oh, okay, my bad." And just hung up. I was like,
"What's his angle?"
His angle was like he was going to He was going to make sure everything was set up and then get my credit card information to give me the $15 upgrade. I'm sure. I'm sure that, there was going to be some problem, and then I was going to get a quick
I'd have
charge.
had to mess with him for a little bit longer than that.
I just didn't have time.
I welcome those calls, really.
Mm-hmm.
I like them. Speaking of calling,
Mm-hmm.
we are on cloud 9 up there in the Springs, North Springs,
Mhm.
I guess. We've discovered, thanks to many people on Facebook,
Wi-Fi calling
Wi-Fi calling.
on U.S. Cellular now. It just happened on that last carrier settings update the other day.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why we've never had it before.
But it U.S. Cellular didn't have Wi-Fi calling until this last carrier settings update.
Well, as always, USA or as who is it? Maybe Brandon House says somebody calls it Hermitage Springs Cellular,
yeah,
which is pretty accurate.
that's not inaccurate.
No, I mean I've told that story 1,000 times on the podcast.
Yeah.
The time I got lost between Little Rock and Memphis, I had to call them and they said, "Oh, sir, you're over your roaming, cellular roaming." I said, "Oh, is this 2001?" What are you talking about, U.S. Cellular? Step your game up. So I'm just looking to be able to have better service at the house. And I thought if I ever want to do anything else when I get my building set up, that like, what if I wanted to be able to use my phone? And then they're like, dude, Wi-Fi calling. Like everybody in the comments on Facebook was Wi-Fi calling. I'm like, do you ever remember the first time you left Hermitage Springs and went to somewhere like it wasn't on like dial-up internet?
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like the best thing ever.
Yeah. Made a call on your cell phone. Felt like the best.
John Godwin called me yesterday and he's like, "Where you at?" I said, "I'm at home." He's like, "You're not at home. I called your cell phone. You answered." I'm like, "Dude, Wi-Fi calling."
Yeah, Wi-Fi
where it's
calling.
at.
Yeah. Remember whenever we had that with Verizon? That's how I used to do it here. That's how we did it here for a long time. And then I got, I actually tried to show you that one time, and I was like, yeah, it's right here. It's right here. And then I had swapped from Verizon to U.S. Cellular in there, and I was like, I had it. I thought I had it.
So what are you on now? USA?
U.S. Cellular now.
See, Jason Lynn told me that. He's like, try Wi-Fi calling. I was like, dude, you're like the 15th person that's told me that. But
Yeah.
we have the same phone. He had it on his options and I didn't. So it ended up being I had to update my phone.
Right.
So, which I'm just thankful to do. I'll tell you, I was so pissed because Lindsay has all these apps on her phone, and I'm sitting here like, I'm deleting Uber to download, this.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Then I looked at podcast. Dude, podcast eats your phone alive.
You got to delete them shits.
Yeah, I didn't know. I subscribed to so many, and they just sit there, and even ones episodes I don't listen to.
Right.
So I went through one day, and the big chunk of mine is I subscribe to 104.5 The Zone. They've got the 3 shows throughout the day, and every segment they host, they put on there.
Right.
So it took me like an hour one day to delete just podcasts off my phone. But now I have all kinds of apps.
One of the podcasts I listened to the other night downloaded, I don't know if they'd lost their back catalog or something, but they added 200 episodes overnight. And my phone downloaded 200 episodes overnight of this one podcast. All of which I had heard before, or at least I had downloaded before. But I couldn't, my phone was almost frozen. It just had so much new information on it.
That's frustrating. 200 episodes.
Yeah, an hour and 15 to an hour and 30 minutes a piece of 200 of them all at once. I don't know if it got through all of them or not, but I had to unsubscribe from the podcast and then resubscribe to it, so it stopped and then deleted everything.
Golly. I found a new podcast. You won't care about it, and half our listeners won't care about it, but it's called Up in let me get it right. It's Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson that used to play in the NBA. All the Smoke. And I've always looked for podcasts to interview NBA players.
Yeah.
And that's the best one I've seen.
Matt Barnes, he hasn't been out long, has he?
No, not too long.
Yeah.
He's the one pretty tattooed up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Beat Derek Fisher's ass. He went in the house that night and found his wife with Derek Fisher. Beat that ass for him.
I didn't know that.
He talks very white, though. He don't talk. Like he sounds like a white man almost talking.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty smart dude. I enjoy listening to him.
Yeah. Real lanky guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like moves kind of lanky.
He's the one that famous for trying to get Kobe to flinch that time.
And yeah, right.
Kobe
Threw it at him and Kobe just stared him down.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. The only one I've listened to so far is the Penny Hardaway episode.
Now, who is this guy?
Steven Jackson. He played.
Okay.
He was in the the Malice at the Palace fight
Uh huh.
at the Pacers that we showed that time.
Uh huh. Skinny dude, ain't he?
Yeah,
It's like Nipsey Hussle a little bit.
who I didn't know existed till he died. But
Right.
here or there. Got a. I can't believe you didn't make fun of me more for that silk shirt thing. I really thought you'd rip into me.
I had him too.
This is the bad hair. This was what Lindsay's like. I've never seen your hair this long. I showed her that old picture. 2-tone silk shirt.
You know what?
I thought I had something. It was a hard part, feathered over.
You know what I can't do now is see my sideburns without going. Man, what's it? The man's got a lot of sideburns on him, man. Look like Nipsey Hussle, doesn't
Yeah, at least it doesn't look like Randy Moss there, kind of.
he? Yeah.
Man, you ever couple of store things? So you were kind of talking about a store off there.
Uh
I
huh.
went to a dollar store yesterday,
Yeah.
and just to buy a quick graduation present,
Uh huh.
or like a gift card. And the girl was like, "Oh my god, I love that graduation card." And I was like, "Yeah, it's the only one that was fat enough to fit that gift card inside of it. The rest of them were too narrow."
Mm-hmm.
She goes, I just love what it says." And I said, "I don't know what I actually don't know.
Don't
the
even
words."
know what it says.
I said, "If that was in the wrong section, if somebody placed that back in the wrong one, then I'm getting a wrong card because I just seen congratulations, graduate or graduate." I said, "That could say happy 80th birthday on it. I don't
Uh-huh.
have a clue."
All right.
She goes, "No, it doesn't. It's a graduation card. You did well." I said, "Well, thank you. I
Good.
appreciate that." She's ringing it up. She's putting a little charge on it, the $4 charge they
Yeah.
get you on, and for the gift card. And I'm like, "Hey, don't finish ringing me up. I'm gonna get some gum."
Uh huh.
She goes, before I know it, she's around the counter saying, "Kind of gum you looking for, sweetie?"
She come around to help you pick out your chewing gum.
Yeah. And I said, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "There's a lot of options here." She goes, "Well, I'll tell you what. I've always been partial to juicy fruit." And I went, "Oh yeah, juicy fruit's hard to beat." She goes, "It just don't last very long."
Yeah.
I said, "You know what? You're right."
It's kind of like fruit stripe, honey. It just over quick. Yeah.
I'm like, "What would your second option be here if you were picking out?" She goes, I said, "It don't really matter. I'm gonna get this one."
Yeah.
I said, "Stop."
I didn't need you to come around here. This whole conversation could have been bypassed because I was going to get this same one this whole time.
Couldn't believe it. I
Yeah.
got the little cube thing that lasts. It's got like 1,000 pieces of gum in it
Right.
for $4. It feels like. She goes, "I answered all that," but she goes, "I don't even chew gum anymore." Yep. I said, "Oh, not you don't chew gum?" She goes, "Nope, off the gum wagon." Well, said, I was like, "I guess I'm inclined to ask you, why don't you chew gum? 'Cause I feel like you're going to tell me."
Right.
She goes, "Got false teeth." And you know what? Gum and false teeth do not work well together.
I bet.
Sure do not.
I bet.
And that, you know what I said?
What?
I bet.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? That's really the
Yeah.
only response to that.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Young girl.
Yeah.
Probably our
I
age or,
guarantee
or younger. And I said, all right, that was a good talk. She goes, "You know what else?
No.
Caramel."
Yeah.
Caramel's not good with
w-
with false teeth.
No doubt.
I said, "I bet."
Yeah.
I said, "All right, I'm late for this cookout. You enjoy that gum, dear."
I will.
I said,
You got it.
"What the fuck?"
You got it, dude.
It's,
Come around the front to
Yeah.
help you pick out your chewing gum selection. What kind can I interest you in here today? I don't know. You got anything? Looking for maybe a Chevrolet or a Ford, maybe a Dodge, something.
I've been in jewelry stores that people weren't that
Oh yeah.
that excited to come around the counter and help me pick out something.
I like it that you either get that person,
Yeah.
or you get the absolutely not interested in you being the person in front of them ever. Because I went into this unnamed store the other day, and the guy.
We all know the store.
No, it's not Melvin's. I went into a store the other day, and I handed the guy my stuff, and I said, I don't remember what I said, and he rolled his eyes at me. It was one of those. Did you find everything? Oh yeah, that's what he said. He said, "Did you find everything?" Yeah. I said it was right where I looked. Got it first time. Something stupid. I get it. And he rolled his eyes at me. I thought, wow, this dude didn't even feign interest after he asked the question. Didn't even feign interest in the question or the answer. I thought that's interesting. That's interesting. Never said another word. Rung it up. Didn't even tell me the total. The total was in front of me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he just let me figure it out myself. Paid him. Walked out. I thought that was the most nonchalant interaction with a cashier I've ever had in my life.
You should have found something. You should have thought of something that you knew they didn't have.
Yeah.
Be like, hey
And ask for
Scott,
it.
can you show me? Can you show me where that might
Show
be,
me-
Scott?
Can you maybe, come around and help me out with my chewing gum selection? Is there any way you can do that?
Never in my life, because most Dollar Generals you go to, there's 4 people outside smoking, and you got to check yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody needs a self checkout, it's Dollar Store because them hoes always outside smoking.
Yeah, at any one you go to.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Pick one.
Yep, I'm not pinpointing.
They're outside. They're not in here. They're not in here. Speaking of stores, you have Miss Laura down here at Melvin's. She's worried to death about which episode that we've talked about her in.
Yeah, I said, hey, because I don't remember. I told it on here one time when she figured out who I was and was
Uh-huh.
part of this podcast. And so the other day I said, I said, you seen my boy lately? And she said, oh, he's down here all the time,
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I know. And I said, I got a question to ask. I said, he goes in pretty well detail about his Melvin's trips. I said, does he really talk to you the way he portrays himself to talk to you? She goes, oh yeah, oh yeah, and then some. Talks to me all the time like that. Just gives me hell. Just blah blah.
Uh-huh.
I said, well, I'm glad to know he's not leading on and fabricating these stories then because I feel sorry for you. She goes, well, that's my family. You know, we can talk. He can talk to me that way. I didn't know y'all were related.
Yeah.
Maybe I did. Maybe you told me
Yeah,
that.
so you may not have.
Maybe not. So I said, well, you've made the podcast a few times. I said, you need to get back on that thing. She goes, I'm so off the grid. I don't even have a cell phone. I think she watched it on the desktop, maybe on
Maybe on YouTube.
YouTube, like a lot of people do. Like 17 people do.
Yeah.
So thank you for the 17, by the way.
So I went in there after you'd had this conversation with her. The next day, she goes, you can see her kind of working up to it. I walked up there. She goes, what episode of the podcast did you talk about me on? I said, I don't know what you mean. She said, well, Dustin was in here and he told me that you were talking about me on the podcast. I said, oh, yeah, for sure. She goes, which episode? I said, I ain't going to tell you that. She said, I went back and I've listened to the last 3 or 4 trying to figure out what you said. And I said, we've only got like 160 left to go. I said, you want to just
Keep going.
just get on it. She goes, just tell me what you said and where it's at. I said, no, I ain't going to do that. I'm not going to do
I
that.
want you to listen to every one of them.
Yeah. I want you to listen to all
And
of
when you
them.
find the one that we do talk about, you go back more because there's another one. There's another one.
It's still in there. You ain't got to all of it
She's
yet.
playing the role of Clint Fraley. Hey, Jay said you talked about me on the podcast this week. What minute is it at? so I
Yeah,
can
where
fast forward?
exactly do I need to get to that?
Hell no. You're
Mm-mm.
going to listen to all of it.
I'm not going to tell you anything. Go ahead.
No, I just looking at what else. But yesterday I did want to say spent a great time with got to hang out with Blake
Uh-huh.
Johnson. If anybody don't like Blake Johnson, I don't understand how somebody can't like Thad's brother Blake.
Right.
Unless he stole a girl from you 10 years ago or 5 years ago,
And you're still mad about it.
that's understandable. I know a guy that doesn't like him, and he questions why people. What is it about Blake? I was like, I don't know. He's not a creep.
Yeah, I mean,
He's a pretty nice guy.
and is like the guy you meet's the guy, that's him.
yeah,
There's not another one. The
He's
guy you've
awesome.
met, that's him.
that he's just he's respectful. He's nice, and there's a thing you don't have to be. Some guys, like the guy that asked about him. Why does girls like him? I don't know. Maybe because he don't boast about himself. Maybe because he don't put himself over like some men do.
Yeah. And he might listen to them whenever they're
yeah.
talking sometimes.
He just man, I just love Blake to death. He's like I said, he's
The thing I like about him is the guy you meet's the guy he is.
yeah, but he's always just so good. And you're right, that's accurate. But he's always like, hey, Lindsay, how are you? Hey, Kayla and John.
Genuine, yeah.
Yeah, it just I don't know. He's always ready to help somebody and do something. Just good dude. We went over to his house and Mackie was there and John invited us. John invited. I only thought it was right because John invited me to Blake's. So I in turn invited Mackie to Blake's.
Right.
Next
Why
thing
not?
you knew,
Mm-hmm.
we had a big. Of course, Lindsay says we pull up and she says, "So who all's gonna be here?" I was like, "No, just John." She goes, "Then why am I here if it's not a cookout?" I went, "I mean, hell, you hungry? I can run you up the store." I said, "If you're just here for the food, not the people, I don't understand why you're in the vehicle."
Right.
I said, "If you're hungry, we can run up the road." So we just left a cookout though. I didn't assume you were gonna be hungry again.
Uh-huh.
She's like, "And I'm not. I'm fine. I just don't know why you invited." I was like, "Because Blake's wife and family is here. John has his wife and kids with him. So I'm going to invite Mackie, and he's going to have Marie. So essentially, you're going to have people to talk to. So I think it'll be okay. You just need to get out your little funkier and let's go have a good time." And it was such a good time, and I have such a good time around those three anyway.
Mhm.
And then their wives also.
They got a really nice house. I really like what he's done with his house too.
Man, it is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
And you were there like last year.
Yeah.
But he got a hot tub out there, and I love the way he's got his house. He's got a hot tub on the back porch, and he's got lights, wired, and speakers, and he's got that big pond back behind me. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
And we FaceTime Thad.
All right.
I don't want Thad to know that I said this, but man, I miss Thad sometimes. Those 2 times I've got to hang out with Thad lately, I can't believe ever in my life I said I'd miss Thad Johnson. But boy, I've loved hanging out with him last time. So we FaceTimed him, and he bought a truck this past week, new truck, and I commented on it and said, "Curious to know if you sold your other truck on LSN." Just old gag, everybody knows. But no, piss on social distance.
Yeah.
And I shook all them boys. I give them half hugs.
Mm-hmm.
I love those guys. You circle gets smaller as you get older, and that's a good thing.
Boy,
I don't need 50 people hanging around me at parties anymore, cookouts. I don't trust
that
that many
sucks
people
for
anymore.
me if mine's just going to keep getting smaller and smaller.
I'm serious, man. There's only still there's like 10 guys I'd like to hang out with, but I mean, not all at once, maybe.
Yeah, maybe not all at once.
But I love that group. That's a fun group in a circle to hang out with. Maybe not in a circle. There's nothing going on in a circle that I need to talk about on this podcast.
Mm-mm.
Maybe poor choice of words there.
Yeah.
But it's a good time. We didn't think about social distance. Everybody was huddled up on that back porch, listening to music.
Y'all were probably breaking a law by doing that. I don't know that. If you were in Kentucky, that would be breaking a law.
We weren't.
Yeah.
So
I was in Kentucky, and I stopped to see a buddy of mine. He goes, "Have you been cleared to be up here?" I said, "I don't know what you mean." He said, "Are you cleared to be up here in Kentucky from Tennessee?" He said, "I don't care that you're here. I just don't want somebody else to find you up here and you get arrested for it." I said, "Are you shitting me?" He goes, "No, I'm not shitting you, dude." He said, realistically, you probably need to just go on."
Well, I've been to Tompkinsville 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Come find me.
I just don't want to wind up having to stay up there longer than what I meant to. You know what I mean? If I'm going up there, I usually going for a reason and coming back. I don't want to find myself having to stay longer than I meant to.
No.
Get in, get out.
Well, I don't know. It was not in Kentucky. It was in Cookeville.
Right.
It was on Pippin Road. If I'm in trouble, I'm in trouble. I don't know. I enjoyed my friend's company.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm tired of it. You already took my Grizzlies games away from me. You already took my concerts away from me.
I didn't take anything away from him.
Well, pronouns.
Yeah.
I should have been more specific.
Yeah.
When I said that, but I didn't. I said not to use a pronoun, but he and she would have been.
Yeah.
And they. So sorry for that grammar mishap there. I do know what a pronoun is. I used it incorrectly in the terminology of you.
Right.
I'm just saying this whole friggin' stupid ass Corona has screwed me. Corona being you has screwed me.
I'm not Corona.
I still haven't paid a dime on my Titan season tickets. I'm rebelling.
Why would you? If they're not going to announce the season, why would you?
They said you get your money back. Grizzlies finally gave me an answer that I have credit with the Grizzlies. Either I can apply it to next year, or once the season is officially canceled, I can get my money back.
Well, there you go.
Then they said they might throw some extra perks, which will be good because the Titans.
The extra perks if you keep them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Credit. They're going to give me credit plus some perks.
Okay.
So they're going to take care of it. Titans are still indecisive on it, but
there's a lot of those like Texas or Florida or maybe Arizona, some places like that. Aren't they saying you can play all of your games here?
Yeah. Down Florida, they're going to have the Kissimmee Lakers versus the
Oh, you got to bring your team there, though. It's
Though
now a Florida team if you bring it in.
the Ocala Rockets.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just hit every little town and everybody play at the same stadium
Yeah.
or arena.
St. Petersburg Sonics. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Well, new Bayless story.
Tell me.
This is not a good father. This is not a good parenting moment, really, because he's heard it somewhere. But it's also one that was too funny not to kind of tell. And a lot of parents are going to probably listen and be like, it's not funny. You probably shouldn't tell that on your own child.
Uh-huh.
But we were giving him medicine the other night, and I was walking off. We're in the kitchen. He's got his tablet. Waylon's standing there fixing him something to eat. And Lindsay says, hey, babe, let's get over here and take your medicine before we go to bed. He going, hell no. And we couldn't even discipline him to start with because we were laughing
so hard, yeah.
I turned around to the refrigerator to where he couldn't see me. Lindsay turned towards the kitchen sink, and Waylon he just busted.
Uh-huh.
And I went, what is wrong with that kid? What is wrong with that kid? And he didn't even know. He just said it. He said, hell no, and kept on walking with his tablet to the bedroom. We're like, we got to stop this before he goes to school.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What? Waylon never done that.
Mm-hmm.
Jack just seems like he's so content being a happy little baby. Then you go, hell no. And we were moving my mother-in-law a couple weekends ago, maybe last weekend. I don't know. Last weekend. She said something, said, hell no. I'm like, there it is.
There it was.
That's where he got it.
Uh-huh.
Not that he's ever around my mother-in-law much, but if he is, that's where he got it. Not in my house, for sure. Not my house.
It couldn't have been.
But, he's just, I finally figured it out. We were all talking about it, and I finally figured out why he's so hyperactive.
Why?
Because you look at things like, first off, the kid's the worst hide-and-seek player. Camden like playing hide-and-seek yet?
Yeah. But if he's hiding, as long as he can't see you, he's hiding. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not good at it.
Well, he's better than Bayless.
Okay.
Bayless the other day said, I was in my building taking something out there, and he goes, Daddy, let's play hide and seek. I said, okay. He goes, go out. I'm going to hide in here. I said, it's not how this game works, son. You're not supposed to tell me where you're hiding at. You're supposed to let me go count, then you're supposed to run off from where you're at. Okay. I'm going to be in here, though. I said, okay. Then I went outside, and he goes, Daddy, put me on the back of your truck. I said, okay, why? He goes, I'm going to hide here, then you go count. I said, son, does that make any sense to you? Because I'm going to go count, and I'm going to come directly back to this truck because I know you're here because you just told me you're going to be on the back of this truck.
Uh-huh.
Just go count.
Yeah.
All right. So I give him the walk around the, ready or not, here I come. And I walk around the back of the truck. I wonder where Bayless is at. I'm right here. I'm like, again, you're not a very good player at this game.
Camden will hide. He'll hide his face and most of his body, but there'll be something sticking out. But Camden's problem is once he starts hearing you get close to him, he gets so worked up that he starts giggling out loud. He can't handle it. Hey, what does Bayless think about the baby?
He loves him.
Loves him to death on it.
Yeah.
They are that age, that 3-year-old to the baby. Man, they are such a loving age. Camden loves his little brother so much. Camden and I were wrestling. We wrestled pretty hard. He come running in and tackled me to the ground and was wrapping my neck up and had a hold of one arm. And Eli was sitting there looking at the thing that's going on. And Camden turned around and Camden, he's wrestling. And he looked at Eli and he turned back and looked at me and he went back to it. He goes, little brother's the cutest baby I've ever seen.
The cutest. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that Camden's a good big brother. I'm surprised that Bayless is so affectionate. And
they just love those babies like that.
He picks him up when Jack gets too close to the rocks in the living room. Bayless goes and picks him up and drags him, which I've told him numerous times not to pick him up.
Yeah.
But he's saying, Bubba, you're too close to the rocks. Which is sweet.
Yeah.
Is he going to drop him sometime and bust his head? Probably.
On rocks, probably. But
the effort's there.
Yeah.
The effort's there.
Yeah.
He tells me also we wrestle a lot too, and he's also a little confused on his move set.
Right.
He goes rock bottom, and he jumps up and he elbow drop off his twin bed onto our bed.
Mm-hmm.
He's swanton bombing. He goes, power slam. I was like, that's actually not a power slam, son. That's just, you're just jumping and you're putting your butt on me. And it hurts, actually. Then the other day I went to lift him up and he just completely threw his head back. My teeth jarred. I bit my tongue. And I let out an expletive. Because it hurt.
Oh, yeah.
It hurt pretty hard. And he goes, but you're not bleeding. Come on. Like, what
Man
is
up.
this, Union Hill?
Man
Good
up,
Lord.
he said.
Yeah, you're not bleeding. I was like, that, but my face is probably bruised, but you're not bleeding. It's okay. Then I looked at my tongue was actually bleeding.
It's funny that you're teaching your kid like swanton bombs. And
I'm not teaching him.
Power bombs,
We don't
stuff
even watch
like that.
wrestling in my house.
And I'm teaching my kid arm bars and headlocks and
It's
real
not.
jokes.
Yeah, I mean, I showed him the difference between a rock bottom. I was like, this is a rock bottom.
Yeah.
I slammed him pretty hard. But the harder you slam him, the more he wants to come back.
Camden, the other day, put his arms around my neck and he said, "Is this a choke, Daddy?" I said, "Yeah, it's pretty good, but you need to put your hand, get your hand right here and pull real hard." And he goes, "Like this?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's it."
Yeah.
Little guy can choke you out.
They're like, where's Jindella? I'll show you.
Go get Jindella, son. Let's go get Jindella. Let me show you.
Jindella has had the corona for so long.
He's still sick, laying on the couch right now, covered up. Now, the weird thing is when I come in, the cover was off of Jindella a little bit like he'd gotten hot. And I don't really know. I don't know how he got the cover off of him. I left him covered up.
I don't know. Maybe Jindella had some company over here.
Somebody took advantage of Jindella while he'd laying on the couch.
But we figured out why Bayless is, we all were putting it together. Lindsay, also statute of limitations, hopefully, not really, but 5 years removed probably. We were floating with James one day. We didn't have a kayak then. I think we just had tubes or something down in Brimstone. I'm not the daredevil type of the family. Lindsay's the idiot that jumps off the cliffs and bluffs at the lake. She's jumped off the dam back when she was in high school. No, I ain't. No, I ain't jumping off that.
No.
See, I did once before when I was like 15, 16 years old. I jumped off the bluffs with Jeremy and Clint.
Mm-hmm.
Clint, Clint's 5 years older than me, and they were giving me
and swims like a fish.
Yeah, I mean those Fraleys are basically our fish.
Yeah,
and not only was I scared of heights, which I'm still to this day scared of heights, but like this one jump, like we jumped off a couple spots, and it was fun enough. I'm not scared of just a basic jump. Like this one back at the lake at the time, you had to clear this limb to even get over it, which was not. It was a lot.
Right.
It was a lot. Jeremy done it. Clint done it. Well, these are my two older influences here. I'm going to jump.
Mm-hmm.
And scared to death, hurt like hell when you get, So now, like if we go on a pontoon with somebody, and it's very rare we do, but somebody's like, let's go jump. I'm like, nah, I'm good. So everybody, my younger friends make fun. I'm like, look, when y'all were shitting green, I jumped off that with Clint Fraley, and there's not even a limb to jump off anymore, okay? I don't need you making fun of me. I don't care. You can make fun of me all you want. I don't have anything to prove to you guys. And and
at that point when you were young, Clint, like you said, Clint swims like a fish, and just because he could do something in water doesn't mean that you should. And two, Jeremy is the most athletic person to ever be anywhere when he's 16, 17 years old.
Well, by athletic you mean crazy.
But
he ain't no good sense.
Yeah, and was so athletic. I seen him run down the steps at the run down the steps from the bleachers at Hermitage Springs and jump over the top of the rail, and not the sides or anything, the actual handrail that puts you about 10 foot in the air or whatever it is. Jump over that and just land and keep going at that point in time.
Yeah, I don't know how athletic that. I just think that's batshit crazy.
Yeah, it could have been.
Jeremy had a screw loose back then.
Yeah, but he survived all of that.
Yeah. So yeah, when I tell those younger guys, but what's Lindsay doing when we tie up? We're on a boat. We pull up to 2-3 houseboats. Who's up there on the houseboat jumping off?
Her.
I'm like, oh yeah, you got kids at home. Just, go ahead. Is Lindsay the most athletic? Not gonna say she is or isn't. Just saying, could she slip and bust her head? And I have to be here. I'm a widow at 36, raising 3 kids. Don't even like changing diapers.
It can happen.
Think about your kids up there, Hamilton. Can we stop? We're not. High school Hamilton no more. Okay, can we mature a little bit and maybe not go so extra, as the kids say.
Maybe not jump off the houseboat.
But that's what happened. The day we were floating around with James, we got that Brimstone, and James was like, I believe it's deep enough we could jump. I'm like, yeah, y'all go ahead.
Yeah, jump at it.
I'll be right here.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You go first, James, and see if it's deep enough." I'm like, "See, if you even have to question whether it's deep enough, you probably shouldn't, Lindsay. You probably shouldn't do it." So she jumped with James, and then the next day we found out she's pregnant with Bayless. I'm like, "That's why.
That's why.
That's why he's a daredevil. That's why he's a little crackhead. That's why he don't sleep at night. That's why he jumps off, gives me elbow drops to the head."
I had an adrenaline spike whenever he was in vitro, and now here we are.
Hey, when we were selling the Equinox the other day, my friend was up there, and he's like, "Daddy, I'm gonna jump off the truck." He jumps off the truck. Then the next time he comes up, he jumps off the tailgate or toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
Then he jumps off the top of the cab of the truck. Won't let anybody catch him. He's like, "What's wrong with that kid?" I don't know, Jerry. I was like, you know what? It just hit me. Lindsay jumping off Brimstone Bridge. That's why.
Your child jumped off the cab of the truck onto the bed. I'm assuming
Onto the ground.
Off of the cab.
Yeah, off a Silverado. Not off a hard body Nissan.
You're a 3-year-old.
4. He's 4.
4-year-old. I wouldn't do that now.
He jumped off the tailgate, the toolbox, then the cab.
Huh.
Little psycho.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that right now. I wouldn't jump off the tailgate right
With my diabetic legs, I would
sit down on the tailgate and step off right now. That's what I would do.
Me trying to get on my truck looks like my 11-year-old dog trying to get on my truck.
Yeah, I roll onto one now.
Just put 2 paws up there and wait for somebody to lift me up.
Somebody start pushing my ass because this ain't.
That's what I have to do with Fancy. That's what somebody have to do with me.
Yeah.
But this little psycho, yeah. I said, let me catch you.
Yeah.
Then he just flies down.
And he want to do it again.
Oh, all the time.
No.
I just need to put him in a little pet carrier.
That's weird. I won't let Camden walk down the steps by himself. Yeah.
Yep.
And they can jump off the top of trucks, and I didn't know that.
Wouldn't advise it.
I'm probably not gonna say, "Hey, actually, you could jump off the top of this truck if you wanted to." But I didn't know. I had no idea. I had no idea they were so pliable.
He's jumping off, and like last year, he was already like I took a picture of him in a Spider-Man full costume on top of my cab.
Yeah,
wanting to jump off.
Uh-huh.
Like, I got a long road to hoe with this kid.
Yeah, I believe so. That blows my mind that he could jump off something that high and be okay. A kid jumping off of it is, yeah. I
don't care for him jumping off the back of the truck on the grass.
Yeah, that's about it.
The tailgate.
Yeah, the toolbox is a little high.
I like to catch him.
Yeah, usually. Off the toolbox. I'd like to be right there
But he gives us this extra. Like even when he has jumped off the toolbox to me, he gives us a little extra at the end, and it's like Jeff Hardy got his arms out, swanton almost. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, what happens? That happens. I guess I don't know. Mine ain't doing that yet.
Just finished with saying the Last Dance Jordan documentary. Ends tonight. Tonight's the series finale, episodes 9 and 10.
Was it pretty good so far?
I'll say this, and of course I'm going to say this, right? Because, yes, last week was the episode where the Orlando Magic made their appearance. I will say this with all the love and respect for Michael Jordan as the greatest basketball player ever.
Don't turn this into a pat and shack on the ass.
I'm not going to. I'm letting you know that Jordan, it's very obvious, is getting more into his cons, everything where he's helping direct it, everything negative is just pretty well glossed over. Yeah, they touched on the gambling, but they touched on it. They didn't really dig into balls deep in the gambling. They didn't. They kind of glorified his baseball career more than it probably should have been. They treated him like he was the next big prospect coming up,
He never did play in the actual MLB.
No, they said he hit 200 in Double-A, which I've seen some players tweeting, like, I played Double-A and I never hit 200, and he had a 13-game hitting streak. But, probably not bad, but I just started noticing, and then it got to the part where Orlando played him in the playoffs, and I thought, the way this is going, they're not going to cover this in depth. They're not going to really show anything good that happened. And the story behind that is, in game 1, he was still number 45. Nick Anderson stole the ball from him. Penny Hardaway gets a steal, dumps it down to Horace Grant. They win game 1. Nick Anderson, who shouldn't even be on the level to say anything about Michael Jordan, said, that's not 23 out there. That's definitely 45. 23 wouldn't have done that. So he goes against league policy in game 2, changes his jersey number back to 23, comes out and scores 40-something points. They win. Orlando handles them 6 games. Now, always, the story behind that always has been Horace Grant played his whole career with Chicago prior to that. Chicago lowballed him, he went to Orlando, and that was like one of the missing piece Orlando needed that year was a strong power forward to play opposite Shaq. So as they're leaving the court in Chicago, Shaq has always, the story's always been Shaq told Horace, get on my shoulders. We're going to carry you off the court in Chicago. They didn't want to pay you. They're going to remember you.
Mm-hmm.
Horace like, hell no. No, Michael never forget this.
Uh-huh.
They throw him up there anyway, and Horace is waving the towel going off the court. And they've always said that's what fueled Jordan. So I thought for sure they would show that footage because Pippen has always said on documentaries that fueled Jordan watching Grant do that. Like he won 3 championships here, and he's going to come here and act like that. And of course, they kicked Orlando's ass basically and essentially broke that team up the next year when Shaq went to go to L.A. I just thought it was funny because they dominated them that Game 6 in Chicago, and they just like, oh yeah, and then we lost this series, and
it just kind of glazed over the whole thing.
I'll give him the respect. That was the last team to ever beat him. 17 games or not, I mean, he'd only played 17 that year.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that Bill Simmons wrote a whole article or did a whole podcast, the Rewatchables, and he said we don't give that Orlando team enough credit. He said they were stacked, for that era. And he's like, and they beat Jordan. He's like, we like to say, oh well, Jordan just came back. And they're like, no, Jordan averaged 31 in that series.
That's pretty good.
He'd had a 55-point game in the regular season. He'd done all this stuff now, but just because he lost, we like to say, oh well, he was rusty. We're like, no, that was Shaq scoring 30 and Horace Grant doing this and Penny Hardaway. And
is it safe to say that you like Shaquille O'Neal?
I'm just saying, this is the last team to ever beat Michael Jordan. I wanted it covered. I know this is a Bulls documentary, and I love it. I love every aspect. I love the behind the scenes stuff.
I would say, do you think that they might not have covered the Shaq aspect because it's not a Shaq documentary?
It didn't even have to be Shaq. I wanted to see Horace Grant.
Would you have gave a shit about any of it if Shaq hadn't been involved in it? Be honest.
About what?
About fact that the Magic had anything to do with it.
So if it was,
did it even occur to you that the Magic had anything to do with it if Shaq wasn't involved in it?
So you're saying if the Pacers or the team that beat them that series, would
you even give a shit if it was the Pacers?
No, I don't care.
Yeah, right.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. No, it's biased. Yeah, it's biased that I want. Hell yeah, because no other team in history can say that they were the last team to beat Jordan in the playoffs. That was it. Yeah, it's biased.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it's biased.
Yeah. You would be as far as you're concerned, that's the Orlando Shaqs at that point in time.
Well, they had a great team. They had a great 6 players.
Yeah.
After their top 6.
They had one player that you liked and 5 other people that were on the team.
I loved Penny Hardaway. I loved Horace Grant.
Penny Hardaway was awesome.
Yeah. I loved Brian Shaw. Loved Dennis Scott at the time. Nick Anderson was all right until he missed those damn free throws in game 1 of the finals.
Mm-hmm. There's a iconic Penny Hardaway basketball card. It's only iconic to me. Well, I guess it might be to everybody because it's that picture right there. That was a Penny Hardaway basketball card at some point.
That picture was?
Yeah. I had that one. I liked it.
I like Penny Hardaway. He's not endearing himself to fans around here since he's Memphis's coach, and a lot of people are Vols fans around here, and he started that rivalry up. He's kind of a whiner a little bit, but I loved him as a player. I've met him twice, and he's not been the nicest guy, but he's
that's a little sad.
Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant always told a story that he met Penny in high school, and he asked Penny for advice, and Penny blew him off.
And
he said Shaq was really nice to him. He said Shaq talked to him, spent time with him. He said Penny blew me off. He said so. Of course, he remembered it when he got to the league and busted Penny's ass a few times when they played. But
that sucks a little bit. You kind of want to think of those guys as being. I don't know why it's not fair to them. They don't know anything, I guess. But
no, I mean he's been.
Was
okay.
Anthony Hardaway and Tim Hardaway were they? No. Steve Francis is overseas in like China playing basketball.
And he looks like he's 65 years old.
Yeah. Well, he kind of is.
No, he's not. He got drafted in the league in 99.
He's 43. Boy, he is.
Looks old.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, no, I'm loving the documentary. Love it, and I just can't wait to see how it ends tonight. Is that him in the Celtics jersey?
Surely not. Surely that's not him.
That's
It is him. It is. What happened to
Well, they
that?
say black don't crack. It don't apply to.
It does not apply to Steve Francis.
Look at this one. The second one.
This one right here, I cannot make myself believe that that's him, but it is.
Good Lord. What happened to Steve Francis? All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right, we'll go watch The Last Dance. If I was that Shaq bias, I would have talked about Shaq Live. They just had a whole.
you did just talk about Shaq's
No,
life.
the documentary
Oh.
on TNT they've done about him.
Oh, okay.
More lighthearted. Talks about his kids and talks about his DJ sets and his Papa John brand.
I do want to point out that you are talking about it now.
It's just not as it's not as good as the
The
Last
Jordan
Dance.
documentary.
So
Look at that poor son of a bitch.
it looks pitiful.
He looks pitiful. The
All right.
Chinese basketball's hard on everybody. All right, you got anything else? I've not done anything. I don't have anything to talk about. I've not done anything.
It's tough to have a podcast during
Corona time.
coronavirus.
You want to talk about groceries?
Yeah, groceries and just sitting around the house getting fatter by the minute.
That's all I can talk about.
Lindsay posted a TikTok video of me just walking to the, which is fitting since I'm fat as hell. I was just walking to the. She was like, "Oh, this is funny. I'm going to record you," and I really didn't.
Record you walking.
Yeah, that's it. And it was just like a song. And you're supposed to be dancing or something, and I didn't give her anything to work with. I just gave her a little shoulder shrug, and I give her this and a little face. But I was like, "Get that camera,
Get that camera out off me.
Then I seen them like, wow, how fitting is that I'm walking my fat ass to the
Refrigerator.
table with a plate full of French fries and just look disgusting. Disgusting.
It's just, I've accepted it that I'm just going to be a fat, disgusting piece of shit the rest of my life.
Just another year of me. Just another year of May hitting before May ever needs to be here. I'm like, oh, hey, you guys want to go to the lake with us next?
I'm going to get in shape.
Yeah, by the time Memorial Day rolls around, I'll be in good shape this
Oh,
year.
yeah.
I'm going to do it this year.
Mhm.
Then somebody's like, oh, y'all want to go to the lake with us next weekend? Oh man, I can't.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm going to have diarrhea next weekend. I probably ain't going to.
I like that. I probably brought this meme up recently, and I don't care if I did or not because I like it. It says, "Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't go to the gym again today." That's 5 years in a row.
5 years in a row.
Yeah.
My gym reopened this week, and
Oh, really?
I went the other day.
I'm really excited to see if are all gyms opening back up.
Not all of them are. I went to the parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so self conscious about how fat I've got,
Mm-hmm.
and that I just don't know anybody in my gym.
Right.
Used to I knew everybody in that gym, or 90% of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now where it's trendy, it's a trendy gym in Cookville, and more people are signed up for it. I'm just self conscious about how big I've got, even though I've been this big for 4 years,
Mhm.
3 years, whatever it's been. I literally walked to the parking lot, and Lindsay's like, "Just let me know when you're coming home, and I'll start supper." And I said, "Okay, yeah." And
5 minutes later, you.
yeah, not even that long. I FaceTimed her back. I was like, "I'm actually just pulling out of Fitness Master. I'm not going to work out because there's too many cars there." She goes, "Okay."
All right.
Then I get on Snapchat, and all my friends are at a fucking gym just killing it, Not all my friends, but there's 3 or 4. I'm like, yeah, God, wish I could find it.
Yeah.
Wish I could find that motivation. If I don't do it in the morning, I'm not going to do it. And I just, man, that bed is so comfortable.
Oh yeah. I don't like to get up at 4 o'clock to start working out.
No.
I don't want to do it.
That's what happens when you move yourself here.
Yeah, I'd rather I'd rather stay up late and work out. Work out at like 9 or 10 o'clock.
I'm wore out by then, though.
I've got a second wind by 9. I'd rather do something then. But then you can't go to sleep.
But you know how it is with
You
the
can't get
driving. The driving.
That's the
driving
problem.
kills
That's the problem.
For
You want to
me.
live here,
Yeah.
but you want to do everything someplace else. And it's just not, I don't know, it doesn't work out very
It
well.
sucks. I passed the old house in Cookville yesterday, and I'm like, man, I missed that yard. I missed that garage.
Yeah.
I missed the 10 minutes to work and the 5 minutes to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are,
But here we are.
living down here in the Springs.
Yeah. But here it is.
So, I don't know.
Uh,
We'll wrap up.
Love you, everybody. I don't have anything to tell you. I hope your life is more exciting than what this is. But coming. Fuck coronavirus. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anything else? Then?
Up the nose with a rubber hose. What
Just
did I say? Piss
dried
on it.
up it. Piss on it. Piss on coronavirus. Open up the economy.
When the
Tired of it.
when the guy that never leaves the house and works from home
Wants
is
to-
tired of it.
Wants to go out and about and camp because
You know, shit's getting real boring. I
Real.
can't even plan a vacation.
you can't. Where are you going? The beaches are closed.
Beaches are closed.
Ah,
Can't go anywhere really.
you can't. Not only can you not do anything, you can't plan on doing anything right
That's
now.
the problem.
That's the problem. You can't plan anything yet.
Lindsay-
I'm going to start. I'm going to plan. I'm going to plan on driving somewhere. Kara said the other day, "Let's plan on a vacation." And I said, "Okay, all right." But she goes, "I don't know where we would go though." I said, "I don't either. You can't plan on going anywhere."
Yeah.
You know what I want to do? I want to smell the ocean whenever I go somewhere. I want to stand on the beach. I don't care what ocean it is and what beach it is,
Mm-mm.
but you can't go into any of them right now.
See, I thought they were opening them back up
Yeah, they're not
just for
though,
locals.
I guess. And you got to have mask on.
Oh yeah. See, I know Lindsay talked to somebody the other day, and she said that she knows a friend that lives in Florida, and that girl told her that it's open to the locals, but then they're not they're not renting condos. You can get hotels.
Right.
I'm not going to stay in a hotel at the beach. I'm not doing it. Everybody, nobody ever. No, we're not going to be cramped up for a week. That's not vacation to me. It's hell.
Mm-hmm.
And that house that we stay in Tampa every year, she's already told us she's not going to let us stay there. She's scared of the coronavirus. So Gatlinburg, I mean, we can always go to Gatlinburg.
I'm not mad at Gatlinburg either.
It's fine.
I like
And
it.
it's open now, isn't
Yeah.
it? Everything's
I
open
don't know.
up there
I would
pretty
imagine
much.
so.
We've talked about going
I even
there.
like driving over into Cherokee and hanging out over in Cherokee for a little while.
Do a little gambling.
Yeah, why not? You know.
Why not just blow all our money in this
Yeah.
time? I don't know. It does suck, and it's just I'm tired of it. I just Huh? I'm
I'm gonna
pissed.
go-
I'm just missed so much.
I'm gonna go mow the damn yard, I guess. I'm gonna go mow the yard and be mad about it. All right, everybody. Got anything else?
No, I'm.
All right, we love you.
I'm just depressed.
We'll
really.
see you later.